Hey, Shalom, Mr. Brother Abaya. Back here again. Before I get started, like always, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakahakwadash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful lit. I'm going to title this, It's Going to Take 1,000 Years to Clean Up This Mess. All right? What mess am I speaking of? I'm speaking of Esau's mess, so-called white man's mess. All right, the state that he has the earth in right now. All right, the destruction that is taking place on the earth, the state of the people. All right, everything that you see happening throughout the earth and that's been happening throughout history, and that's going to happen in the future. It's all because of this man not knowing how to properly rule the world. First scripture I want to get is Revelation chapter 20, verse 4, and it says, "And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them." So judgment, what is judgment? All right, making decisions on matters. All right, so those that follow the Lord, those that receive that rod of iron, they're going to be able to judge and correct the nations the right way. Let me get that. Let's go. Let's go all the way down. It's Revelation chapter 2, verse 26. It says, "And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father." That rod represents correction, instruction, all right, instilling discipline in the other nations. So when it says, and judgment was given unto them, that judgment is speaking about that rod, all right, authority to correct the nations and teach the nations the correct way to live on planet Earth, all right? Because the so-called white man whose biblical nationality is Esau, he has taught everyone the wrong way, all right? He has given women liberty to get abroad. The scriptures tell you not to give a woman too much liberty. Matter of fact, let me get that. Where's that at? Sirach chapter 25, verse 25. "Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad." All right. So he gives these women, too many rights, too much liberty. And what you see is things like Figaro Street, where you have young women who's not even ugly, but they selling themselves for bottom dollar just to survive. And a lot of that has to do with some of them come from broken homes, and it's a trickle-down effect. But some of them were just rebellious and didn't want to take heed to authority. And because this society does not punish rebellious children, according to the way the scriptures tell you, a rebellious child is supposed to be corrected and judged, because that's not instituted. Guess what? These women rebel, and a lot of times they get kicked out of their parents' home at an early age, and they end up on the streets. They end up into prostitution, drugs, all type of crime. But what does Esau does? He says, "Oh no, you can't instruct your kids the way the scriptures tell you to instruct them." The scriptures say, "Spread not the rod." So if you have a rebellious child, guess what? You're supposed to whoop that child, but don't just beat them and abuse them just to abuse them because you stressed out or you just doing it just to do it. No, you beat them and instruct them why you beat them, and then show them the proper way to do things and put them on a regiment and a routine of living a life of discipline and stir them in the right direction. Esau doesn't allow that. He took the authority away from the man and gave it all to the government. All right, I was watching a clip where the father wanted his daughter to listen to him. She wasn't listening. She was rebelling against him. He wanted her to come back home. I think she was like 15. So he grabbed her by her ponytail, slammed her on the ground, She would fight him back, of course, but the cops arrested him. Said that he was abusing his daughter. And really, he was just trying to control a rebellious ass kid. Scriptures tell you if you got a child that don't listen, you're supposed to put that child to death. Let's get it. These are the things that need to be instituted on the earth. All right. Where's that at? And bear with me one moment while I look for this. Might not be able to find it. Let's see. Bear with me one moment. I'm not exactly sure where it's at this moment in time. Oh, here it is. The water y'all blessing me. I'm sure. So Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 18. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastised him, will not hearken unto him. So he got his butt whooped, but he still won't listen. You do that nowadays, they lock your ass up. But here it is, he got disciplined with the rod, and he still don't listen. He or she. Verse 19. Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him or her, and bring him out unto the elders of his city, and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of the city, their son or daughter is stubborn and rebellious. He or she will not obey our voice, He is a glutton, she is a drunkard. And of course, I'm adding the she in because what is applicable unto men is applicable unto women when it comes to judgment. The Lord is not a respecter of persons. Verse 21, and all the men of his city shall stone him with stones, that he or she may die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. So the scriptures say if you have a rebellious child that doesn't hearken to his parents after he's been corrected, and then you bring him to the elders, he still don't listen, hey, put him to death, put her or him to death. But Esau doesn't allow these type of laws. But the scriptures say this is about putting evil away from the nation so it doesn't spread. But Esau allows it to spread. He allows it to run rampant, just like homosexuality. The Lord said if a man lie with a man or a woman lie with a woman, that is an abomination in his sight. Both of them in the act should be put to death. Esau allows that. The Lord said if you lay with an animal, that animal has to be put to death because it's been defiled, and that man or woman has to be put to death. Esau allows it. He has sites, on the dark web where people are having sexual intercourse with animals. All right. So you got a lot of things where it's allowed to run rampant. Evil is allowed to spread in Esau's kingdom. So going to my initial point, it's going to take 1,000 years to clean this mess because the minds of the people are fucked up. Okay. The food is defiled. The water's corrupted. Everything's fucked up. And then when you look at these nations around the world and what they've built and the lies that they've taught their people, and there's just a lot going on that has to be, reconstructed and broken down and rebuilt. People have to be retaught. Scriptures even talking about how they inherited lies. Like, let's get it. They're going to find out that they inherited lies, man. Jeremiah chapter 16. Verse 17, it says, For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. For the Lord, what's the Lord's eyes? Well, the angels. The chariots, what you call UFOs, are flying around day in, day out, observing the wickedness that happens on this earth. The Lord said he sees all this iniquity. Matter of fact, in Revelation, it talks about how the sins have reached unto heaven, to his throne, because the angels are reporting on these things. You got to remember in the book of Job, when the angels were called to the Lord's throne seat, Satan, he asked Satan, where was Satan? And Satan said he was going to and fro throughout the earth. So that's what they do. But yeah, he said his eyes are upon iniquity. Verse 18, and first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land, they have filled my inheritance with the carcasses of the detestable and abominable things. You look at the land of Israel. For one, what does the scripture say? Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Right now, you got Gentiles in that land, heathens in that land, defiling it, building their enterprise. You got Rothschild Street in Israel today, motels, hotels by the Rothschilds, all type of wild shit going on. Tel Aviv. We know about Pink City and those things. But all this still has to be destroyed. Verse 19, O Yahweh, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. So all this shit that they building, all right, the race to quantum, technology, who can be the first nation to have control over quantum technology, and the crypto financial system. All this shit is vain, man. It ain't gonna last, because the Lord is getting ready to send Yahushua. The Most High is getting ready to send Yahushua, who the word enemy called Jesus, to come back and put things right, in its rightful order. But it's gonna take 1,000 days. The point is, going back to Revelation chapter 20. Get it. Revelation chapter 20. What was that? It says, and judgment was given unto them. Revelation 20, chapter 4. And judgment was given unto them, the elect of the nation of Israel. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Hamashiach Yahushua and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their forehead. So, when they rule out this crypto financial system that's tied to the mark of the beast, that's tied to this tracking, smart city, cloud database infrastructure, the beast system, all right? You're going to have the elect that's going to resist that and stay faithful unto the Lord no matter what test they're put through. So they're not going to receive the mark. All right, neither his image, neither have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Hamashiach Yahushua 1,000 years. So it's gonna take 1,000 years for to get this shit in order, man. To get this earth in order, okay? To straighten out all this filth that's going on throughout the earth, and Esau has a lot to pay for, man. All right, he has a lot to pay for. We know that we're going to live with the Lord for all eternity, but that first 1,000-year period, it's going to be straight getting everything in the proper order that the Lord wants it. Let thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. All right. Let's get it. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. Verse 23, it says, For the Most High created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side do find, and they that do hold of his side do find it. So we were created to live forever, never die. So before that, period of all eternity and peace and just everything running smoothly, it's going to take 1,000 years of getting these people in order, these nations in order, all right, setting up the land properly and teaching everything, how everything should be taught, how to operate with nature, how to get along with the animals, how to deal with the land, everything, food, how to deal with things in moderation, everything, man. So I just wanted to do a lesson touching on that. Until next time, I say shalom.